Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the hardest thing for me to do, and that was to start discussing about what I've been through in my life and the challenges that I've had in my life. And I was listening to some motivational recordings, and I realized that I'm getting older and I have things that I could share with other people. I realize that I have a story. I really do have a story. And my story can help a lot of people. So why am I being selfish about my story? And, I used to always worry about when is the time it's going to be right for me to tell my story. When will I be able to get in a financial situation to tell my story? And I realized that from listening to other people that got started, they took a risk. They stepped out on faith. A lot of them didn't have nothing, you know, but they stepped out there. So here we go. You know, um, I think back on my life and I've been through a lot. At the age of 9, I became a woman. I was violated, and that went on for years. And I never really overcame that situation. It followed me through my life. I tried to run from it. It didn't help because wherever I went, it was there. It always showed up. And I started doing some crazy things after even sharing my story. Well, not so much sharing my story, that was, I was telling other people in the community about what I was going through, but it became something where people started laughing at me, picking at me, didn't believe, such things were happening to me. So I went through my childhood in a manner of where you ain't got nobody to help you. This is all I could think about. You got to fight for you. Now, what are you going to do? So I started just being so mean and disliking everybody in my world, disliking everybody around me because it's like nobody believed in what I was going through and nobody wanted to hear. So what I ended up doing was after going through my life, not from the age of 9 to 14, I finally bailed out. I ran away from home and I started sleeping on the streets. 14 now. And I was still going to school though. And in order for people not to see what I really was going through, to since they didn't want to believe it anymore, I just stopped telling the story. So I started trying to blend in with everyone else at school. And when I left home, I didn't take no clothes. I didn't take anything with me, just myself. And I would eat out of dumpsters. I would sit and wait on people to throw food in the dumpster at restaurants, and I would jump in and get the food. That's how I ate. Then I got my clothes. I will wait on people in the project to put their clothes on the line, and I will steal me some clothes. So I would have clothes to wear to school the next day. You know, if I seen somebody had shoes sitting out on their porch, I'd come back that night and I would take their shoes and praying to God that they fitted my feet so I can have shoes. So I wasn't wearing the same shoes every day. And when nighttime come, I would find a tree, some we call them hedges, to sleep under or behind, and I would cover up with newspaper. And one day, this lady was getting on the bus, and she left her blanket on the bench at the bus terminal. And I ran over and got that blanket. So I was so happy I had me a blanket. And every now and then I would show my face around my family, you know. But they didn't know what was going on. Everything in our household was, shh, don't you tell nobody, you know. And that's what I dealt with. So as time progressed in my life, it was getting harder in school because kids that lived in my neighborhood, they knew that the person that my mom was married to, they knew who he was. And they would pick at me at school. Oh, I see your daddy walking down the street, peeing on himself with his penis hanging out. I would go through school hearing all this stuff. Then I'd go through school, girls wanting to fight me, because I guess I was available. So time kept going by, and, it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for me? And I got this attitude that I'm not going to let these people destroy who I feel that I am. And I started talking to elderly people and elderly ladies, and they would, give me some advice and tell me some stories about life. And I would sit there and I would listen and take in what I could take in that I understood and used it for myself. And that's how I got through my life. But it wasn't easy, especially when I was homeless, and 14 and 15 and 16, sleeping at wherever I could sleep, and get food wherever I can get food, and got me a little job. And finally, where I was able to work,